YouTube, what is going on? Hello, Theo Bean here. So today we got a unexpected Final Fantasy 16 brand new trailer. This came out early this morning. I was at the gym when this popped out. I decided to wait. I'm gonna watch it blind with you guys. It's gonna be live reaction. We'll go through everything and then it's a nice fatty 4.5 minute trailer. So we're gonna watch through the whole thing and then we'll kind of go through, break it down as well. First part, live reaction, second part, breakdown, trailer analysis, all that stuff. So I'm so hyped for this game. So to see that the trailer's this long, I'm juiced. We'll go through it, break it down, and see everything that we got to offer in this bad boy. So let's get into it. Actually, really quick, first I'm going to make little Sephi disappear. We'll get him out of the way. And we're watching this bad boy in 1440. I don't think that honestly will matter because video is going to be in 1080p when I upload it. But yeah, all right, let's get into this bitch.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears. And Valisthea has been slowly dying ever since.
How much further now?
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The Mother's flame now all but a flicker.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
But who shall claim their fading light? The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of San Brek, where ambition is divine.
The Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. All shall bow before their emperor.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes shift with the desert sands.
And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap.
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
Or the Kingdom of Waloed, indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade, the people flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark, will the land ignite? In the year 860, the Imperial army will march upon Rosaria. And from the slaughter shall a new shadow rise. Fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
And so I became their puppet. What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
I'll crush him! Flay him!
to me!
Very well. Come then. Show us the strength of your will.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you. A war of the Eikons.
Wow. There was a lot. There was a lot to that. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Alright. Alright, so let's go through this bad boy again. Let's break it down. Instantly, so this first symbol, right? This has to be some sort of significance. Something to keep in mind. I wonder if this will be... Each Final Fantasy has... Never mind, we know the symbol. It's different. Phoenix. I was going to say this might be the main symbol for 16, but never mind. I just said, yeah, that's already been revealed. Ifrit and Phoenix battling. It's probably to resemble the War of the Eikons.
It has been 1,500 years since the fall of our forebears.
So first thing that comes to mind at this opening shot here, not sure where this is, but with Yoshi P being one of the main influencers, helping write the story for Final Fantasy 16, this instantly tells me, like, I see the inspiration from Mordona from Final Fantasy 14. If you've played Final Fantasy 14, you should be familiar. Outside, there's a giant wrecked ship with Midgudsummer's body wrapped around it. This kind of that wreckage reminds me of this a lot in the water right off the land here. It feels like there's a lot of inspiration from that.
And Valisthea has been slowly dying. Ever since.
Alright, hold on really fast here. How many tabs do I have open? 2 minutes. New trailer dropped. So the characters. Let's see if this is updated on the main website. We have Clive and Joshua, Jill, Benedikta we met. We have Dion. Lesage is on here. Barnabas. So this has been updated with the new trailer. We have 2 new characters on here. We know now that these 2 are 2 more. Well, I know you can't see this, right? Showing the. We'll go over this here in a second. But after having seen the trailer, we do know that these 2 guys are in fact Eikons. Which it says here on the website, which we'll go over here after we go through the video. Icon of Bahamut, as well as the icon of Odin. Anyways, all right, let's resume.
Almost further now.
But we're in the middle of the Deadlands.
The blight sucked this place dry. Meaning no trees, no birds, and no magic.
We have Clive.
Darkness spreads as day gives way to twilight. The Mother's flame now all but a flicker.
So the Mother's flame refers to the Mother's crystals, right? This was talked about in the end of the last trailer. The wars going on is pretty much because the crystals are dying, and so all the nations are kind of going to war over reclaiming whatever is left so that they can survive.
We cannot live.
And here we see them, and they're all pretty not glowing, pretty low battery mode is pretty much what it's looking like here.
Without the blessing of the crystals. And the crystals.
Some of these, so we'll go through this slower because we get a good shot of the crystal with these different regions.
We cannot live without the blessing of the crystals.
These ones it goes through pretty quick. And then they do the other shot here. They talk about the different lands and their leaders here.
Crystals.
This one's pretty insane shot. Like, look at this tower. This reminds me of the a little bit the Crystal Tower from Final Fantasy 14 as well. Just this part, of course, it still does look like a crystal a little bit. Pretty insane though. And then the massive crystal just hovering over the city is pretty badass looking.
And the crystals work their magic through us. You have been blessed, Joshua.
But who shall claim their...
So, do they say who this gentleman is? He's been in each of the first 2 trailers so far. He appears that he is Joshua's mentor. We already know early on in the game that Joshua is the icon for Phoenix. People thought that was going to be Clive would be the icon for him. That was not the case. It was in fact Joshua, the second-born son.
Fading light. The Grand Duchy of Rosaria, bastion of tradition.
At the very least, we must secure Drake's breath.
The Holy Empire of San Brek, where ambition is divine.
The Imperial banner shall fly over...
So this is a guy we've seen in the last trailer. He had a good amount of... He seems pretty... yeah, he had a good amount of time in the last trailer. He pretty much seems like a total asshole. His son is the icon. I believe this is his son. His son, who we have here, I'll throw this over here for this part. Dion Lesage is his son. Crown Prince of the Holy Empire, Sambrek, I believe is how she said it. Leader of noblest and most feared knights of order, the Dragoons. Badass. So the Dragoon is Bahamut. That makes sense. Dion is loved and respected by both his people and his troops, nor least for many times he has turned the tide of battle in their favor. Indeed, songs of the heroism of the warrior prince and his icon Bahamut, king of dragons, are never far from the lips of and lutes of Stambergese bards. But all is not well in the Empire, and the gathering shadows yet may be enough to quell Bahamut's light. So, of course, Bahamut's probably one of the most iconic icons or summons in the Final Fantasy series. We've seen a few brief shots of him in the last trailer. I think there might have been one brief shot of him in this one. We'll kind of look at that again. But he does look totally badass in this game.
Every city in Storm, all shall bow before their emperor.
The Dalmekian Republic, whose fortunes
This is the land of Titan. Their icon is Titan.
shift with the desert sands.
And what of our wise rulers? Goaded into war without any thought as to what chaos it might reap.
The Iron Kingdom, forged in faith and fear.
Their souls were sullied with the stain of ether. I merely cleansed them of their corruption.
So it's going to be hard to tell if their icon is Ifrit, even though it seems that Clive is the icon of Ifrit. Possibly not, or maybe, sorry, they probably do have the icon of Ifrit, and they're the ones who send the attack to kill Joshua. That's when maybe Clive steps in, maybe by killing the guy he takes on Ifrit. I don't know, we'll see. Clive's promising career is to end in tragedy at the hands of a mysterious dark icon, Ifrit, setting him on a dangerous road to revenge. So, I think Joshua might die. He takes on Ifrit. We'll see. We get a little more scenes from the very first trailer that we saw between the scenes with Ifrit and Joshua becoming Phoenix. So, let's see if we can slow this down, if we can get more information on that as well.
Or the Kingdom of Waloed.
Obviously, this is going to be for Ramu.
Indomitable in its isolation.
The dark swallows more
And there's Benedikta. She's the icon for Garuda.
of the realm with each passing day.
And it looks like they're having segs. They're both naked. So segs confirmed in Final Fantasy 16. Pog, if you're into that, that makes you happy.
It's more of the realm with each passing day. And as the fringes fade,
So here we see him again. Maybe not. Maybe I'm full of shit. This is Barnabas. Barnabas. He is the icon for Odin. The area looked very lightningy, so maybe these lanes do have several icons. We will see. Maybe I'm just wrong. That's going to be my guess, though. Lightning, of course, the elements kind of resemble the different icons. I just realized we haven't seen Leviathan yet. I'm curious if he'll be in this. Sorry, it's a little mental tangent, but anyways. Arriving on the shores of Ash as a landless and titleless wanderer, it was Barnabas' skill with the blade that won him a kingdom. And through the local beastmen were to rise in revolt against the rule, Barnabas called on the powers of his icon, Odin, to quell the rebellions nigh single-handedly, bringing the entirety of the eastern continent under the Woloder banner. Now he has an army and navy that rival any in Philistia at his disposal, yet still the king is drawn to where the fighting is thickest, riding into battle atop his spectral steed, and sundering foes with his fabled black blade, or merely observing the unfolding chaos from the sidelines, a grisly gleam, fascination ever in his eyes. That's pretty badass. He sounds like he's a badass motherfucker.
People flock to the mother crystals.
From a single spark, will the land ignite? In the year 860.
So it looks like one of the kingdoms, I can't really tell who yet, puts out a hit to kill Joshua. Joshua is still a kid, right? Compared to all the other icons. Everybody looks to be an actual full-on adult or young adult, taking on the powers of the icons, or dominance technically is also referred to. Joshua is just a kid, so maybe they thought he'd be an easy target. And this seems like where the story is going to really take a place and where the major event that's going to kind of set course for the entirety of the game.
The Imperial army will march upon Rose.
So here we see the scene again. We get a better shot. We see the guy who draws his sword to kill Joshua's mentor. And it's hard to tell if he's wearing the same colored armor, if he's wearing the red, black, and silver.
The Imperial army will march upon Rosaria.
And here we see his head. Joshua, of course, is like completely scarred at this scene, in shock. The man he's grown up to be his mentor is killed right before his eyes and beheaded.
And from the slaughter shall a new shadow rise.
So there we see this figure here. And really quick, I want to say this figure that we see is most likely this person. From the very first trailer. So here I think we have, let's do this. So this figure is also this guy. That is my prediction. So that's my prediction that this guy is in fact him. We will see. That's my prediction. It seems like this is the guy who's going to turn into Ifrit originally. Maybe Clive steps in, kills him. We see the explosion. Ifrit appears.
To fall upon the dominants, painting their destinies black as night.
Joshua turns into Phoenix. We actually get more of the scene here. This is with the feathers and wings popping out his back, which is pretty badass.
Our ability to summon beasts of great might.
This has to be the guy. So this is obviously Ramuh's icon. All the electricity. No way to tell if this is in the same area or this could be. My guess is this is a different scene from a different time. The context and the scenery looks like it matches. That's just going to be my guess. Unless this guy is tied to the same region, I doubt. Doubt.
Should command respect.
Here it looks like it. Yeah. So this is going to be a different scene, I'm going to guess. And it looks like it's just a montage of all the different dominants turning into their icons.
Our ability to summon.
And also from this trailer here, we'll say this in a second.
Beasts of great might should command respect, but instead has left us outcasts.
And so I became their puppet.
And this possibly seems to be the woman who is the dominant of Shiva.
What makes them think they have the right to?
And then we have another person here. It's still hard to tell who exactly this is. Blue gloves. But there might be side effects as to being a dominant, destroying their bodies, and kind of what she says here next kind of hints that their lives might be limited just with all the transformation and everything that happens to them.
Puppet. What makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
I'll crush him! Flame!
So this is the scene, the part where it looks like we get this kind of transition phase where they're still in their humanoid form, but they take on the aspects of their icon, which also seems totally badass. We kind of see Clive do this in the combat trailers we've seen in the past, where he kind of uses the different icon body parts to help him in combat and with their abilities and things like that. This could be similar to that, but just something to think about. Here we see Benedikta fighting Clive. Then we have another scene here where the Shiva dominant is fighting Benedikta. Or sorry, the Ramu dominant is fighting Benedikta. Oh shit, let's go back to that scene. Okay, there's like for a fraction of a second. This was so cool. That shot right there. It's actually so fucking cool. It's like kind of DBZ-esque, or they're just trading blows and there's just these flashes and explosions from it. This looks so fucking cool. Especially as they're like in the middle of their transitions as well. The wind and the lightning. Another scene to Clive fighting, what is his name? I forget. Hugo, the icon for Titan. We kind of saw this in the last trailer, them fighting in this like almost ballroom looking area, or technically some sort of hall. Technically, I guess is a better term for it. Alright, and then we get this fucking scene where Clive is fighting a gigantic fucking Odin. This looks so sick. We have this where he's fighting Benedikta again. So she's in her humanoid Garuda form. I'm just gonna say humanoid form because it's like the in-between, right? He counters it, it looks like, and uses a iconic strike heatwave counter. So I'm assuming the heatwave counter is just because he has Phoenix equipped. He send out waves. This appears to be a lock-on icon. This is totally a slight observation we see as Odin's moving here in this fight scene. This little circle seems to be towards the center and shifts around. I'm assuming this is going to be a lock-on feature. Also, just seeing this here down in the bottom right corner as well. Here we go. Down in the bottom right corner as well, we do see these little symbols, which represent what's going to look like red, blue, and yellow. So those would be in most likely indicating we have 2 abilities probably per use that might be on some sort of recharge system. 2 for Shiva, which would be the blue, the 2 red, which must most likely be Phoenix, and then of course the 2 yellow probably representing Titan. So what this symbol is necessarily going to represent, most likely for this sort of ability here, Cold Snap would be the equivalent or charge probably that you would use for Shiva. Just a guess, of course, right? Nothing to exactly say either. Also, do want to point out here really quick as well. I'm gonna move myself off to the side. Here we see the item list on the left side. We see potion, high potion, and then a strength tonic. Might be an item that we can use, or sort of consumable, which gives us a temporary boost. just for the strength tonic. Just another theory, just from watching this as well. Holy shit. So in the trailers, Garuda kind of looked smaller. Here we can see she's not small at all. She grabs Clive as she's climbing up this, and it looks like she's almost still forming. Yeah, she's changing form. So most likely, as they're fighting, Clive knocks Benedikta off. Oh, yay, won. Well, no, you didn't. She might change into Garuda, and as we see her, she's ascending up this mountainside with a tornado going. She is fully still transforming into her full icon form. And then here we see the hand of what looks like Ifrit. And then I'm going to assume that this is, in fact, Barnabas. Because this looks almost like an Odin-esque blade. And the armor would represent something similar to Odin, being a knight. Or maybe not, because then it shows Ifrit versus Titan? Or is this a different scene? This might be a quick transition. Okay, so this is Ifrit. So it looks like we have a transition. As soon as he slashes, it switches to a completely different scene. Yeah, actually nice work. Here you can see Titan as well as what looks like Ifrit as well as Titan. Titan appears to be getting hit in the face as he's losing some of his HP bar. This almost looks like a stagger or break gauge here that we've seen from other titles. Kind of, or at least something similar to that. Another transition. Here we see Ifrit again. So Icon of Fire hits Phoenix. Phoenix just absolutely donezo. And then we see an explosion. Bahamut loses a small chunk of health. Holy, these scenes are literally like a couple frames long. So here we can see, right, a little bit of damage that Bahamut's being taken from this hit. Here is actually a decent shot of his icon symbol in his face with his eye right there. This looks like it's super zoomed out because he's got to be somewhere in here. It's just here comes the Michael Bay scenes, just explosion, explosion, explosion montage.
It is you who shall bow to me.
Very well.
Once again, this looks like the who is most likely going to be, I keep saying confidant, apologies, the dominant for Shiva. What she seems to have like the white silver hairs, what we saw from earlier.
Bow to me.
Very well.
We see Barnabas again with his famed black blade.
Come then, show us the strength of your will.
And here we have the montage of all the different dominants. Hugo, Clive, Joshua, Benedikta.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning
Dion.
is upon you.
Oh, and here we have another scene here. Holy shit, this is all the icons. Odin, Bahamut, Titan,
A reckoning.
Garuda. Oh, they all have halos as well. That's actually so cool. Garuda's there. No. Wait.
Is upon.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot right here.
A reckoning.
One frame back. Fuck, I wanted one frame, not 5 seconds.
Reckoning is.
Damn it. Okay. Right here. We have Bahamut. We have Odin. We have Titan. She... Okay, this looks kind of greenish. This looks like Garuda. Claws looks like that there. Is this she? No. Alright, now here's what we have to do now. and we have to go back to the beginning of the first trailer. All right, first trailer back here. Please go away. She's wearing a crown. Who is that? I guess that kind of looks like her. So the crown, right? So here's what I'm seeing. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to zoom. Boom. Boom. So here, right, you can see kind of the three-pointed crown, which will come back into here. Zoom in. Looks like she has. It almost has like the stuff dangling off her. So this might be Shiva. Who?
A reckoning.
Obviously, this is somebody else right here too.
A reckoning.
Maybe Ramu? It's hard to tell. Ramu's the only other person that's kind of unaccounted for.
Is upon you.
And then that leaves out Phoenix and Ifrit. We don't see. Who is this? This doesn't look like Ifrit. And what is this here? This is almost like a... Obviously upper torso. Wings. Who is this thing? Who or what is this? I think this is the little cherry on top that we get here at the end. They're showing us probably our big baddie, or the finished Infinity Gauntlet of Eikons together. Whatever this thing is. Or unless I'm just completely blanking on another summon or character from the series that could be Icon that hasn't been alluded to. I don't know though. Let's watch. We're gonna watch this again. We're just gonna listen to what she says.
Rise, ye crownless kings. A reckoning is upon you. A war of the Eikons.
There we see it again. And then the light goes out. Wow, man. These trailers like legit just give me a fucking hard on for this game, man. I can't wait for this. Man, this shit looks so good.
Forged in faith and fear.
Wow. So I think that's pretty much enough of that. I think we got through everything. I don't think there's anything really going back that I really want to allude to. I'll link. We did do this for the Domination trailer, which was the second one. Sorry, Dominance trailer. And this is kind of more or less the same thing. A lot more meat on the bone for this one. I think this kind of just confirms some of the stuff that we saw in the last one. Just showing us some more of the different dominance and things like that as well. I'm really excited to see what we get next. I didn't think we'd get a trailer this soon. So this was a very nice little surprise that we got on Thursday. I can't wait for the next set of info we get. Hopefully, you know, this means stuff like this. Maybe we get some interviews with Yoshi P and you get some little juicy details. If we do, I'll make a video on that, kind of breaking that down, talking about it, elaborating it, things we've talked about and seen so far through these different trailers. But that's going to be it for this one. I'm so hyped for this game. It looks so good. The story looks like it's going to be really, really good. And the combat and things they're doing, like, it just looks so nice, juicy and crisp. Like, I can't wait till this thing drops summer next year. Start really getting into it, playing it, and then hopefully getting some content out for it as well. If you liked the video, if you're hyped for Final Fantasy 16, please leave a like, comment. Anything you saw or noticed that I didn't go over, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. Anything that you thought kind of got skipped over, or some theories that you might have, anything, right? I love talking about this different stuff. So thoughts like that, just leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and deuces. See ya.